Hello, welcome to the stream. This is going to be a very different stream than normal. Usually I do Last of Us, as you know, or I mean, when I came back to streaming this year, I actually did Hollow Knight, Silksong, and then I also played Until Dawn. So I've done other games, but I'm not going to be playing a game today. One sec. I'm just going to announce this on Discord, and then I'll just get right into it. I just wanted to talk about some things, that's all. What's up, Aaron? Welcome to the stream. Yeah, today's a different stream. I'm not going to be speedrunning today. I just needed to talk about a few things, that is all. Okay. So I don't know how long the stream is going to be, honestly. I'm not really sure. But, yeah, I just wanted to talk about some stuff today. I was going to do like a normal kind of Last of Us speedrunning stream today, but I decided not to. There's just a few important things I want to talk about. And so I left my previous job last Friday. It was my last day was last Friday, and that was my first ever job. I've never worked anywhere else other than there. It was at this gym, like 7 minutes away from where I live, and I started in 2022 in December. And what's up, Tom? I started in 2022 December, and as a front desk worker at the gym. Welcome in, J1NX3D for life. Oh, Jinx 3D for life. It's got to be what it is. Welcome in. Yeah. So I started last Friday. Sorry, I started in 2022 in December as a front desk worker at the gym, and then I was in college during the time. And then my senior year of college started in 2024. Basically, I graduated May 2025. So my last year of college, my senior year, was August 2024 to May 2025. I moved from a front desk position at the gym to a full-time management position at the gym as a membership coordinator on August 25th, 2024. And that meant that for the whole year of my senior year, I was a full-time employee at the gym for 40 hours a week. And then I would also commute into the city nearby and go to school there full-time as well, come back. It was extremely busy. Extremely busy. Jinx for life. Oh, Jinxed for life or Jinx 3D for life. Yeah, Jinx for life. I'll call you Jinxed. So yeah, I was working full-time at the place starting 2024 in August. You know, it was a great experience. I learned a lot from it. And my first full-time job was my first part-time job as well as the front desk employee. And it was also during school. It taught me how to balance, things. It taught me that, if you want something, you might have to sacrifice something else. And I had to sacrifice some of my social life. I had to sacrifice a lot of my free time. I don't know if you can tell, but I'm quite sunburned. I did tennis yesterday, and it was hotter than I thought it was. So I have a bit of a sunburn. Actually, let me see if I can show you. Hold on. You can see that, right? Yeah. Yeah, so pretty itchy. Actually, doing that made it itch way more. But yeah, it's quite painful. That's why I look a little bit red. So yeah, I'm sunburned. So yeah, that was my first job. I started as front desk part-time 2022 December, and then moved to a full-time management position in summer 2024. I then did that as a year during school full time, extremely busy. And then I graduated May 2025 from school. And for the next year after I graduated, from May 2025 to, I guess it's been just over a year now, I worked there still. So I worked there for almost 2 years as a full-time, but in total almost for 4 years, if you combine the part-time and full-time. So that's my first ever job. And my last day was last Friday. So it's quite a significant point in my life where I left my first job. And, that was last Friday. I do have another job lined up. I start next Monday. It's in New York City, and it's full-time. And it's at this beautiful building, and it's not much of a pay raise to start with, but it's going into New York is just something in its own, right? So many different people I can connect with, and so many opportunities there, and but it's still full time, and I don't live in New York. The commute on the train's like an hour and a half, so it's not going to be as simple as drive 7 minutes to work like it's been the last few years. It's going to be a longer commute, so I'll actually have less time than I have now to stream. And streaming has been one of my favorite things to do out of the week all year. I took a break from 2022, 2023 until like beginning of this year, so 2026, for streaming to focus on school and that full-time job. And then once I graduated and then I got settled in, I then now started again this year. I've loved it. I've loved every week. I look forward to streaming. It is something I talk about with, people I know, in real life. I talk about it with my coworkers. I talk about it with my family. They all ask about how streaming is going. I am talking about at work, basically, at full time. Since I came back to streaming, I've worked Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday. And I always talk to them about how much I'm looking forward to Thursdays and to stream. And it's so exciting for me. I love doing this. But it hasn't been as, I haven't been able to stream as much as I wanted because I just don't have the time to. I mean, full-time job is a full-time job. It's very difficult to find time to stream. And I'm not the kind of person who's going to stream all through the night and then get 2 hours of sleep or even 4 or 5 hours of sleep and then go to work all day. I can't do that. I need at least 7 hours of sleep, preferably 8. What's up, Miller? Also, I'm sorry to hear that, Jinx. That is the worst. I swear they build them on purpose to do that. What's up, Daisy? Got my cat here now. Wow, 45 stream streak. That is absolutely insane, mate. Thank you. Where am I going with this? So yeah, the new job starts next Monday, and this has been the first week in years where I've actually had like a break. It's been awesome, to be honest. I played some Star Wars Outlaws. It's actually a pretty fun game, not gonna lie. Let me see if I can get a little bit of. Hold on. Yeah, fair enough, Jinx. Not quite, Miller. It's more about what I'm getting at. I'm taking a while to get here. The new job is in New York, okay? And right now, my current commute to work, my last day was on Friday last week, but my current commute to work is like 7 minutes. It's literally 7 minutes. And also, I don't know if the music's too loud. I can't tell. I'm so bad at doing this. I'm such a terrible streamer. It's okay. Where do I live? It's very quiet. Good. Okay, good. I'll turn up a bit then. I don't want it to be too loud. I live in Connecticut. And I live like an hour and a half from New York. Okay, so the train is like an hour and a half there and back, and I have to drive to the train station. And then when I get to Grand Central in New York, the walk to the new job is about 20 minutes. So as a full commute, that's 20 minutes there, 20 minutes back, that's 40 minutes. There and back on a train each way is an hour and a half, so that's 3 hours. And then driving back home, it's like a 4-hour commute total a day, right? So it's going to be even less time. Right now, my commute to work and back during the day is about 15 minutes. And now it's going to be 4 hours. That takes out a lot of time that I would have otherwise. I am trying to find apartments to try and move closer to New York in Stamford. It's the nearest city. That's more like 40 minutes away instead of an hour and a half. It would make a big difference. I did the maths. If I take the train, I would have, I think, just over an hour extra every single day to do working out or to do, what's up, Sam? Or to clean or to make dinner, and that would be huge. So I'm looking to move a bit closer. Or Tom, exactly. If in the future I can move to New York, absolutely I'll have more time, for sure. Monday to Friday, yes. So next week, as a new employee, it's going to be 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. And then, what is it called? Yeah, and then I think after that, it's going to become 8 to 4, I believe. It's going to become 8 to 4 after that. Okay. So that would mean I have to get out of bed. I have to leave at like 5:45 in the morning, and then I get home around 6 or so. Whereas if it's 10 to 6, I'd have to leave my house at like 7:30, and then I'd get home at like 8:30 or something. So I'd actually rather it was 8 to 4, even though I have to wake up stupidly early, and I'm terrible at that. I'd like to have an evening when I get home instead of it already being 8:30 and boom, Days Gone. That would suck. Even though Days Gone's a good game. So I already find it hard enough to stream. I think I would really enjoy if I could stream at least 4 times a week. That would make me really happy if I could stream like Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday, or something like that. Maybe Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday. I don't know. Something like that. If I could stream 4 days a week, that would be awesome. But right now I can stream twice a week and sometimes only 1 day a week. And it's just not enough. Especially when one of my passions is speedrunning, which requires such level of consistency. If you're going for like a second place like I'm going for in such a difficult category, you need to be playing the game more than once a week. You just do. You almost get rusty weekly if you only play once a week. You commuted 90 minutes each way once. You had to move to shore on it. Wasn't sustainable long term. Yeah, that's exactly what I'm saying. So it's going to be a lot. And to be able to then stream, I'm just really worried. Like, for example, I can't stream Thursdays anymore, right? So I'm going to have to change my schedule. This might be the last Thursday stream for a while. We'll see how it goes. But, this is the thing, right? Where I was working before in Connecticut in that gym, I had a bit more time. It was still 40 hours a week, but I wouldn't have the commute. So I'd have a bit more time. I could have streamed Thursday and Saturday, right? I was able to have Thursday off and work Saturday instead. Yeah, thanks, Jinx. The job is on site. It's at a residential building in New York City. It's this beautiful, massive skyscraper, and I'd be doing all sorts of stuff around the place. So it definitely isn't a work from home type job for now, to start with. If I move into maybe a marketing position or a sales position or something, maybe I could work from home some days. Absolutely, that could be a future possibility. But as of now, it's going to be being there on site, on location. And I'm just going to have to sacrifice that, because where I currently am at the gym, or where I just left last Friday, I was basically at the pinnacle of what I could have gotten to. There was no room for growth. I kind of hit a ceiling, and I didn't like that. Not only, there were people, I know that I am such a hard worker, and I could go for an incredible job. I could do incredible things. I know that about myself. But and I know that people see that in my current job. The job I just left is still weird that I left it. That clearly hasn't processed in my head. But there are people there who recognize that and who are like, no, I'm going to go on to do great things, and no, I'm such a hard worker, and I care about people, and I'm also patient and honest, and I just like being a good coworker. I like being someone that people want to be around. And I strive to make that happen, and I guess that's why I like streaming as well, because I like kind of us hanging out together. But anyway, people recognize that there, but they can't really do anything. Like the people there who recognize that, maybe if those people were people who own businesses, or who knew people who own businesses, or had a load of connections, they could have actually gotten me somewhere. Also, Sam, thank you so much for the 19-month Prime resub. Thank you very much. Basically, in New York, I reckon that meeting all these new people in this new city, there is at least a chance that I'll be able to meet people who who I am and they can give me opportunities. Whereas people here, they see how, much I want to work and how, they would actually like to work with me, but they just don't have anything for me. They're not like, it's not in New York. It's like a bit more of a quiet area. So I think this is the only option I had. And my previous job, I was getting overworked and underpaid. That's just the truth, especially with how things are costing now. I have my own apartment. I just wasn't getting paid enough, and I was getting overworked. I was getting asked to do a load of things that weren't really part of my job, but I was just doing them anyway because I like helping people. And I might be moving to a new job, which is literally the same thing. I might be getting overworked and underpaid again. So you might ask, okay, why would you do that then? Why would you go from a place where you're complaining about being overworked and underpaid to go to a new place where you think you might be overworked and underpaid? It's because of there's other stuff, right? There's like I said, meet new people. It's a new thing on the resume. It's being in a new city. I can know if maybe I would be interested in working in New York. Maybe I'll find out that I don't like it. And there's a ceiling increase as well at this place. This job is currently the lowest, and I make already a bit more than I made before. There's so much more that I could climb up. So it's always just been a dream for me in my 20s to work or live in New York at some point. It's just something I kind of knew I wanted to experience at some point. So it's kind of something I had to do. And I just want to say that, like I said, I don't think that to start with working from home is going to be an option. I think I will have Saturdays and Sundays off, I believe, which will be really nice, unless, I do overtime or whatever. But I think I can stream Saturdays, okay? I think I can lock that in as a day that I can actually stream. Next week, for example, I work 10 to 6. I'm going to get home at like 8:30 p.m. I can't stream any weekday with that schedule. I'm going to leave home at 7:30 in the morning and get home at 8:30 in the evening. There's no time to stream at all. But Saturday I could, and then maybe Sunday. But I think I would really need a day off, especially with the schedule. So a Sunday. So I would be able to stream once a week, just to start with. Like I said, it could eventually move to working from home a couple of days. The hours could change to 8 to 4, which I think they will after a couple of weeks. And then I could get home at 6. Maybe I could do a stream from like 7 to 11, maybe. But I still would then need to sleep and get enough sleep. So maybe I could stream from like 6:30 to 10. Right, so I'm going to try and figure it out. I'm just saying that streaming has been probably my favorite part of the week, every week. So far this year, since I came back 6 months ago. It's been such a delight to look forward to this every week. And I don't want to let that go, so I still will stream that Saturdays. But it definitely concerns me and worries me that I won't be able to look forward to it twice a week at least, especially because my goal is actually to increase the amount of times I'm streaming a week and put more into this and do more stuff and upload more on YouTube and create something much bigger. I just can't do it, but I think this step that I'm taking is one I have to take. And it might mean that the stream slow down for a little while, it might mean that. But I do think it's the only choice I have. I think if it's not going to happen now, it's going to happen in a year or two, and I'd rather get that done now, so then I can like move forward quicker in life. And it's hard, but I just want to tell you guys that, it's going to be difficult for sure. I'm definitely a bit anxious. It's going to be really hard work. I know I'll be able to do it, but it's gonna be difficult to know that I'm almost taking a step back from streaming a little bit, which I don't want to do. But life is unfortunately this way. I can't stream as much as I want to and get out and make connections and try and move out of this place into maybe a different area and I can't do it all at the same time, pay for rent, go to the gym. I've got to make sure I'm still exercising and making dinner and all this stuff. I live alone. It's very hard to keep all this stuff up. I have a cat. It sounds dumb, but she does take some taking care of. And yeah, there's a lot. There's a lot that, I don't have... My mum moved to England last summer, and I didn't have a choice but to just kind of figure it out. And it's not like I can just say, all right, I'm just going to live with her. And no, I can't. She lives in England now. My dad lives like an hour and a half away. away, even further, like opposite direction of the city, I could move there, but then this job wouldn't have happened. And unfortunately, when you make a decision, which I kind of knew I had to make this decision, when you make a decision like this, you just kind of have to accept that there are some sacrifices that have to be made. But it might not be forever, right? Like Sam said, like I could end up getting a work from home a couple days a week thing. So what do I do for my new job? Basically, I'm going to be working at a residential building in New York. It's this skyscraper right next to Museum of Modern Art in Manhattan. And it's like one of the most prestigious buildings in New York. There's billionaires who live there. It's, you know, it's an incredible building. I went in for the interview. It's unbelievable, dude. Like, it really is. I couldn't believe what... I couldn't believe I was in there. There was like 2 levels of bodyguard rooms just to get into the main lobby. It was incredible. The waiting room they had me in, oh my goodness. I was just jaw dropped with the architecture and with the lighting and all the things they have around, and how, oh my goodness, it was incredible. So I'll be working in there. I'll be doing, to start off for the summer, I'm going to be covering for people who are gone for vacation. So I'm going to be doing a mix of like hoovering if they need me to hoover a room, or I might be covering the front desk, or I might be standing out being a doorman, or I might be taking food to a resident's room upstairs. Or they asked if I'm good on a computer. They might have me go and like work on some graphics for some marketing. They're just going to have me cover for people and like do a load of things to start with. And at the end of the summer, which is in like a couple months only, they said that's then going to move into a permanent position, because this is considered a summer temporary position, like a short-term relief position. But they liked me so much in the interview that they said that it's my choice if I want to continue permanently after this. And then after the summer, it wouldn't be a covering for people kind of job. I would have my own actual position. That could include a pay rise. That could include benefits, different benefits. That could include like a day or 2 off or at home, that kind of thing. I don't know yet. But I just have to get through this summer where they're basically seeing what I can do, giving me a chance. I just have to say yes and do it. And then after that, we'll see what I have. But right now, it's doing that. And Aaron, that's, you know, I've never had the opportunity to do that. I don't know how it's going to be. Maybe I'll hate it. Maybe I'll love it. I don't know. But I know for sure it's going to be great for my resume. It's going to let me know if I like it or hate it. I'm going to definitely meet people as well. It's just guaranteed there are some things that I'm going to get from it, 100%. And where I'm currently working, there's guaranteed that I won't get anything. Because I've already gotten everything I can out of the job that I just left. So I had to make this decision to do this. And I would have been able to say I work in New York. That's a big thing, right? So, yeah, it's New York, New York. Like, it's right in the main area, like, of New York. Yes, it's, like, it's pretty fucking cool, I have to say. I haven't really had much time to process it, but it's pretty fucking cool to say I work there. Like, in the middle of all of it. Like, if you guys are ever like, hey, I'm like going to New York for the first time, you're probably going to be around where I am. Like, it's in the most interesting area. It's, if anything, I'll be working in one of the most interesting areas in the entire world. One of the most inspirational, lively, I don't know, a bit magical kind of areas in the world where it's New York, but it's not some outside area. It's in there. I'm going to fully experience what it's like to live in, like, they call it the best city in the world. You know, a lot of people do say that, and so yeah, it's going to be cool. It's going to be cool. I've always wanted to be able to at least try that and experience New York. It might mean I move there. It might mean I don't. It might mean that, hey, in 8 months, there's someone, a billionaire there, who's like, you know what, I really like you, mate. I have this company, and I want you to work and do this, and you work 2 times a week, and we'll give you, like, you don't know. Like, when you meet people like that, they're more looking for a person. They're not looking for, like, a specific skill set. They just want someone who they know is going to bloody work hard, who's going to be trustworthy, and he's just going to do what they want and say yes. And that's what I'm going to be doing at the moment. It's just saying yes to everything and doing my very, very best. Because I know how much I've worked. I know how hard I've worked the last few years, especially, doing the full-time work and school at the same time, and streaming as well, and you know, making connections and being a good employee, and you know, spending time with family, like juggling all of it. I know I've worked so hard that I just need the right people to see that, basically. So you'll be at NYC in 2 weeks. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, people have been asking, like, you know, I have a couple co-workers or friends who, like, are currently in New York or live there or work there, and they're like, oh, so where are you going to be working? And then I find out that pretty much all of them I'm, like, 10-minute walk from. Like, it's in that main area. Like, it's all walkable. And it's just going to be cool to be like, let's say I work 8 to 4. Let's say I go on break at 12:30. My break is going to be walking out into New York City, and as soon as I step out that door, I'm just looking at the Empire State Building. You know, you got this, you know, famous cafe that I could go to. You got this, like, the Museum of Modern Art right next to me, which is technically part of the building. It's just, yeah, it's going to be totally different, and I'm going to get so much out of it that I don't get right now. So, yeah, I just kind of wanted to talk about this, and I just wanted to do this instead because it is a big week for me. It's the 1 week I'm going to have like this where it's not doing anything, you know, basically. I'm just kind of decompressing before a massive new part of my life. So I thought it was better to just talk and to put all attention towards that, because this is going to be marked as, let's say I'm streaming in a year and it's like, yeah, this was a huge week. This is a massive week where a lot is going to change, but we don't know what it's going to look like after this. The truth is, I have been disappointed with the amount that I've been able to put in streaming this year. I have loved every second of it, and I'm actually really happy with the times I've gotten on Last of Us. I think I've gotten significantly lower my time. 2:49.06 is pretty damn good, actually. I still want to lower it, for sure, but I really do. And I will, but I'm happy with that. I think Hollow Knight Silksong was so fun. That's a highlight. I really like doing that. And Until Dawn was really fun, that 10-hour Until Dawn playthrough. I want to do more stuff like that as well. Oh, Resident Evil 9, I forgot. But that was awesome too. That was so much fun. But I want to do more stuff like that, more consistently, and make more content out of it, and do more cool stuff like that. I think that'll be really fun, but I just can't right now. And that sucks to say. It really does, because, like, my girlfriend, for example, she knows how much this kills me. I'm talking constantly about... Thanks, Tom. I'm talking constantly about this to my family and my girlfriend and my friends about, like, I just want to do this more. I know that the streaming could be so cool, and I could build it up to this bigger thing, but I just can't right now. It's just life at this point in my life, it just doesn't allow for me to do that. It just doesn't. What's up, Francisco? It just doesn't allow for me to do that, unfortunately. This is a time in my life where I just have to focus on making sure I'm moving forward with, you know, my other kind of adjacent career to streaming. And this is the choice I had to make. And it's going to be a bit of a sacrifice for at least a few months, where I'm kind of just like doing a lot. And again, there might be a big reward after that, where I, you know, get a better position, and maybe I work there less, and maybe I can work from home for a bit, and maybe I can spend more time streaming. Maybe I get another job from this job, which is some other guy I meet, or some other, you know, woman I meet that's like, hey, I want you to work here, or I want you to help me remotely to do this. I really like you, I'm going to offer you all this stuff. You never know. This is the kind of place that can give you that, if they like you. So I just have to do what I can. And I'm not going to expect any of that stuff to happen, but I know none of that's going to happen at the job I just left. I know it's not. It's a guarantee. Every day I go into work, nothing like that could happen. In New York, anything like that could happen. It really can. And, again, I know how hard I work. And, yeah, so I just want to put myself out there and give it a go. And this is the time of my life to do it. It is. I'm 22, you know, I'm 22, almost 23. This is the kind of time to be doing young people stuff like this. Like, take a chance, go to New York. I don't know what's going to happen. It might be a disaster, but that's fine. That's better than just staying and doing what I'm doing already, you know? So I think what I'll say is, this is going to be a really short stream. Thank you. I'm really excited for this job, but I'm also just it's difficult for me to do this stream because I know that this is going to be the last Thursday stream for a while. I don't know exactly what this new job's going to entail. I just know I have to do a lot, and I have to say yes to a lot of things, and I have to give it my best effort. That's all I know for right now, and I can't guarantee, all right, I'm going to be able to stream Tuesday, Thursday, I can't, because I'm going to be commuting to New York and streaming Monday to Friday. The only day this week I can really stream is Saturday. So, and I might have to switch up the content as well. I might have to say, you know what, we're gonna do a weekly for now. I just have, this is for the time being, it's already almost July. This is just for the end of the summer, to the end of the summer. Maybe every Saturday we just do like a, I don't know, we're playing a new game or something. I know that the new Black Flag Resynced comes out soon in a couple of weeks. I could be doing that on Saturdays. We could do this new game, Escape the Backrooms. Looks kind of fun, maybe. I'm currently playing Star Wars Outlaws. I'm really enjoying that. I'm not going to play that on stream. I'm just saying there's other games I could kind of just play. I recently played Resident Evil 8. That could have been fun to do. Yeah. So, and I know, and that's kind of a good point as well. We all have lives, right? I'm not the only person who has things, you know, which happen, right? You might not have anything significant happen for a year, but then something does happen. This is a very, you know, quick turnaround, right? I gave someone a cold call and said, you know what? I want you to, you know, see if you have any opportunities for me. I'm a hard worker, and I want, you know, you give me a shot. He called someone, they called me, I went in for an interview, literally 2 days later into Manhattan, and I had to take time off work, and then they gave me the job. It's a quick thing, I just had, you know, so, yeah, I just want to say, I have no intention in leaving streaming. I don't want to at all, but I also have to make sure I'm putting everything I can into this, just to make sure that it's a risk worth taking, right? And yeah, we'll find stuff to do. If I do want to keep doing the speed running, then we'll do that. But I just worry about the once a week thing. I don't know how productive that'll be for speed running. It's just so difficult to do that once a week. You need to be more consistent than that to be able to perform. But yeah, we could like have another game. We're kind of let's playing. We could take a little bit of a break. We did increase our, you know, we improved our time by like 1 minute and 12 seconds, which is really good. And we can always go back to it. Last of Us speedrunning is always something we can go back to. Yeah, so I just wanted to do a quick stream. You know, you guys can always come back to the stream as well, to kind of, you know, or people who missed the stream can watch this. It was just, I wanted to do this just so you guys kind of knew that Thursdays are kind of off the table now, basically, because of the new job, but I'm still going to try and do Saturdays. I guess the good news is I'll have Saturdays and Sundays completely off, whereas in my old job, I had Saturday work from like 9 to 3, and then I streamed like 5 p.m. onwards. Maybe now I'm going to stream on Saturdays like, I don't know, 12 to 6. Or maybe I'll stream on Saturdays like 11 a.m. to 5, and then maybe Sundays I'll do 11 a.m. to 5, or something like that. We'll see. I'm just going to see how it goes, but I know for now I'm going to focus on this new thing, because it is so important. And, but yeah, just know I'll be constantly thinking about streaming, and about how I can improve my life balance with streaming, because I really look forward to this so much every week, and it's not something where I'm like, I feel like I owe it to you guys or anything. It's more I just really want to stream. I genuinely want to. Primal or Primal, thank you for the follow. Thank you very much. Yeah, so yeah, I guess that's kind of it. New job, starting on Monday in New York. Can't stream on Thursdays anymore, but this is just a sacrifice until the end of the summer, and then after that we'll see what happens with the position that I'm given, and what my hours are, my days, and you know, if I move and how that's all going. But I think I will try and keep up with a consistent Saturday weekly streaming routine as well, to make sure I'm still updating, you know, keeping you guys updated, and you know, maybe we can have a game we're playing like the new Assassin's Creed, or, you know, just hanging out, because honestly I can't I haven't been putting enough time into this anyway, because I can't, right? It's been Thursdays and usually Saturdays, but sometimes it's once a week, and I just don't want it to be only that, and I haven't been able to. My you know, best case scenario I think would be 4 streams a week. I'd be able to put a lot more into this and then make YouTube videos, but truth is, streaming once, streaming twice a week, it just isn't enough for me. I don't have enough time to do that other stuff as well with the other content. I knew that before I came back to streaming this year. I absolutely love Quadeca, yeah. Huge fan. I've seen him live multiple times. Anyway, what was I saying? Some bullshit. Really? What do you think of, what's your favorite Quadeca album? I forgot what I was saying. Yeah, basically what I was saying is, I knew that before I got back to streaming, Haunt You, yeah, that is fair. No, you're not interrupting that. I love talking about Quadeca. Yeah, Haunt You, for me it's probably just about Haunt You, but Vanisher is very close, and I think his new album could end up being my favourite. I already love both singles, it just sounds so good, and I love the concept. But yeah, before I came out to streaming in January, I knew that the only way this was going to work, the only way, was if I went all in. If I did the YouTube content, TikTok content, streaming, you know, active on Discord, doing events, added all this extra stuff I had planned with like filmmaking, all this stuff, or nothing. It was not going halfway, that just wasn't going to work. And unfortunately, I just haven't been able to go all in, because I haven't had the time. Life is so busy, and having a full-time job is so time-consuming, and we'll see what happens, I guess. But it's disappointing for me, because I want to do all that stuff, and I want you guys to know that. I'm not naive to think that, like, okay, I just want to do a Last of Us stream once or twice a week. Like, that's not what I want to do. It just feels like, because that's something, and I don't even have time to learn all the new strats, and to learn backup strats, and to look for new strats myself. I don't have time to do any of that, because I just don't have time to do it. And it really is a shame how life works. I wish my work was like 3 days a week, and then I could stream 3 days a week, for example. That would be really nice. Or maybe even my work was twice a week, like Monday, Wednesday, and then I could stream 4 days a week. That would be amazing. And I'd have time to make other like YouTube content and really go in for it, while also having that other career. It's just the full-time jobs being 40 hours a week, 5 days a week, and I have to commute. My commute each day is gonna be like 4 hours collectively. It's just so hard. Life is strange, Tom. But yeah, I guess I just want you guys to know that I have so many other things I want to do with this, and it kills me to not be able to do it, but it also kills me if I'm burning myself out. And I know that I need a certain amount of sleep, I know I need to focus on certain things, and I just can't go all in on streaming at the moment. But I really want to. I want to see what happens when I put everything that I have in here into streaming. I want to see what happens. And currently I just can't. It's just not, life isn't allowing for it, and that really sucks. But it doesn't mean that it won't in the future, and what I'm doing now is actually a step forward towards that. Because my old job was just a constant, stagnant thing, and I wasn't able to go all in on streaming anyway doing that, so I was just guaranteeing that it wasn't going to go anywhere. So this is at least, yes, sacrificing the consistent streams for a bit, but we'll see what happens after. And I'm excited to see that, you know. So, yeah. I think I'll still end up streaming on Saturday. there we can. I want to talk about GTA 5 and the pre-orders and the Ultimate Edition and all that stuff. I want to talk about the World Cup. Because I've been enjoying it so much. It's been such a good World Cup so far. I guess I'll just quickly touch on the World Cup. I think that I'm an England fan. I think England are going to go through as first place. It's been a bit disappointing, but yeah. It's alright. It's alright. Tooth's fine. Thank you. I've got some new toothpaste as well that has been really helping. You did get cursed. I know. You did get cursed. Yeah, we'll see about Panama. I think it'll be a tight, 2-1 victory. I think England could still win the World Cup. I've been so impressed with Cape Verde. They've been a delight to watch. South Korea, I've been incredibly disappointed because I went to South Korea for a month, a year ago or two, and I love South Korea, and they've been so disappointing. Japan is just the aura farming. I love Japan. Yeah. So, yeah. I mean, later, what do we have later? So I know Ecuador has to beat Germany to go through. They have to beat Germany. They can't even draw. And they won't. They won't. Ivory Coast Curacao is going to end either 2-0 to Ivory Coast or 3-1. Germany's going to beat Ecuador either 3-1 or 4-1. Tunisia is going to lose to Netherlands probably about 6-0. Japan's going to beat Sweden, I think 2-1. Maybe 3-2. And then USA is going to beat Turkey 3-1. And Paraguay is going to draw with Australia 1-1. I think those will be the results for the day. And yeah, it's a great World Cup. I like a lot of the rule changes. It's making the matches kind of just go. The Haiti-Morocco game was great. Scotland are cooked. They're not going to make it through. I think Korea will just edge it, but Scotland -3 goal difference just isn't good enough. Yeah, Sam, I still think they'll be Ecuador. Remember, Ecuador haven't scored a single goal, and they're going to need the wins. They're going to be opening themselves up going for a goal, and Germany are good on the counter. So I just think Ecuador are going to score, but Germany are just going to keep equalizing and scoring and destroying Ecuador's dreams. I think that's what's going to happen. Yeah. Yeah. Definitely a bit of you can tell I'm definitely disappointed because I want to stream more, and the prospect of me having to stream less, not even the same, but less, really sucks. That's not what I want at all, and I'm worried about losing it. But losing I get so much from streaming, but yeah, it's just for the time being. We'll see what happens. But I just wanted to keep you guys updated and not just fall off the face of the planet like last time, and tell you guys exactly what's going on with my life. Yeah, I actually bet on Morocco-Scotland, I think last week. And I put Morocco to be up 1-0 in the first half. No more goals scored, so it's going to end exactly 1-0 Morocco. And then I also put a certain amount of corners. And I won $2,000. I put down 25. Yeah, and I put that back in my bank account immediately. It was crazy. I just had this vision before the game. I was like, this is exactly how the game is going to go. Morocco are going to score early, and Scotland are going to do absolutely nothing. And that's exactly what happened. So, yeah, that was nice. I did enjoy that. I mean, I could, but I don't want to... I just suggest you don't gamble. That would be my recommendation for sure. Yeah, I did. Yeah, it was an incredible prediction. I've done well the last like few days as well, you know, profiting every time. So I just have the main ones I don't do exact scores. I more so go for if the game is going to have like less than 3 goals scored. That's a pretty good one. Like, for example, the Ecuador-Germany, I'm pretty damn sure it's going to have more. It's going to have at least 3 goals scored. And then, like, for example, Tunisia-Netherlands. Netherlands is going to win by at least 3 goals. Paraguay-Australia is probably going to have less than 3 goals. Like, that kind of thing, right? And then also corners. Like, you kind of just look back at their history. Like, before the Czechia-Mexico game last night, I looked at how many corners both teams usually get. And I put, like, $50 on less than 7 corners being in the entire match between both teams. And in the first half, there was 0 corners. And I was like, okay, that's going to be fine. So yeah, it ended up being pretty close. It ended with 6, but yeah, that made me like 120. So you just kind of look at like the corners from the teams who usually get like only a few corners aren't just magically going to get like 9 or 10 corners. It's very rare. And then also, if you look at a game and you think, okay, you think there'll be less than 3 goals, like it's going to be a low scoring game, that's usually pretty easy to tell. Like I did that for South Africa, South Korea, and I was right. And Colombia, DR Congo, I know I did that the other night where I said less than 3 goals. It's going to be a very low scoring game and it ended 1-0 Colombia. And England, Ghana absolutely fucked me. I put 1-0 England, Harry Kane, and you guys, if you saw the game, know how close I was to getting that right. But I saved it because I also put Ghana to have less than 3 corners. I did my research and they never get corners and they ended with 2, so I was right. So yeah, I do like interesting ones. I don't go for like just perfect scores because it just doesn't, you just don't know, right? Like for yesterday's game, I would have put 2-0 Mexico and 3-0 because of a 94-minute goal that was pointless. So you just never know. Oh yeah, Tom, that I did. That's my best bet ever, except the Scotland-Morocco one. I said Jonathan David would score at least 2 goals. I said Canada win by at least 3 goals. I got everything right in that game. So I made like $350 from that. And I'm not putting that much down, by the way. For most of the time, I put like $20 down or so. But I'm just winning a lot because they're very specific predictions. But if you do your research, you won't get it every time, obviously. It's you know, predicting things. But if you don't go for the basic stuff like, oh, today Ecuador's going to lose to Germany 4-1. They might, but it's just so random. I can see that one ending 5-2 to Germany. Like, you really don't know. So, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, anyway, I guess that's my World Cup talk. I think it's between England, Argentina, Spain, and France. But I will say Netherlands look pretty good. Netherlands do look pretty good. I think they might be, it might go pretty damn far. Yeah. So that's that. Just wanted to talk a bit about how things are going and what the near future is going to look like. Because I know that a few years ago I left and I didn't really give you guys much of an explanation. I just kind of left, and now I realise that you guys actually do want to know and do care about what's going on, and yeah, just wanted to give you guys a full explanation for everything, so you're not surprised, you know, when, you know, I'm not really there as much. Exactly, right, there you go, Tom. This is actually a signed, the new Olivia Rodrigo album came out, and I got a signed vinyl, so that's pretty cool. I don't know if you can see the signature there. It's actually my first ever like signature from an artist like that. So for me, it's cool. I know it's not a big deal, but I'm loving the new album, and I thought it was cool to have that. It sold out very quickly, so there's not that many of those in the world. Exactly, Tom. Yeah, exactly. I haven't played that for a while, Fortnite. I guess I'll talk about it now. GTA 6 Ultimate Edition. $100 and base edition's $80. I'm gonna say it now. I predicted that. It's exactly what I was saying on stream. I said it would be $80 standard edition. And a lot of people here were like, no, it's going to be $70. And I said, it's going to be $80. They already made Mario Kart 80. They're going to make it $80. Ultimate is only $20 more, and you get, like, a shitload of content. And what I like about it is that the content's dropped throughout the story. So it's not like you just start the game and boom, you have a boat and cars and you have all this stuff. No, you have to go through the missions to unlock this stuff. That I like. It actually adds like a new level of like getting excited to receive this stuff. Do I like that we have like actual hair salon in the game locked behind a paywall? No, I don't really think that's necessary for them to do that. It's kind of just like locking part of the game behind it. Do I actually care? No. I understand why people are annoyed about it. I really do understand why people are annoyed about the no physical discs. That I do get. That's a shame. That really is a shame. Kind of, it's probably going to set the trend for a lot of other games coming out. It is sad where things are going, but I also don't really care that much because it's, you know, I never get discs anymore. But what I don't like about the Ultimate Edition, yes, I like that they're kind of dropping it throughout the story, but I don't like that that's like the hair salon thing, and I think there's another like tattoo parlor or something that like you can't go to unless you purchase it, and I just think that's a little annoying. Like it's a little bit like, come on, like it's unnecessary. Just include that in the base game. People are still gonna buy the Ultimate Edition if they have just like a couple cars or whatever, or you know. What I do like is that they're not putting a 3-day early access for the Ultimate Edition. I don't think they're doing that. At least I don't think so. That's when it's like, all right, well, yeah, you kind of have to buy that then, because imagine missing the first 3 days of GTA 6. My goodness. Yeah, Tom, it's nice you can still get a physical version, but having no disc is it's cool when you first get your game, you pop the disc out and you put it in the thing, and you see the game appear on here, and it's cool. It's just that it's that tangible kind of video game experience that people love, and yeah, so I do get why people aren't happy about that. But it is probably the easiest decision for a purchase in my entire life. I'm not gonna lie. It's the easiest decision I've ever made. I'm obviously getting GTA 6. Obviously. We've been waiting 13 years for this game. And it's going to be... I mean, I can't wait to see the first gameplay of it. It's going to be this incredible... I mean, Red Dead 2 was incredible. And this is going to be a whole nother level. I'm so excited to just be able to be dropped into this world and do whatever the hell I want. And the gameplay systems and everything. I'm so excited for... Because we live in 2026. The amount of online hate that's going to be given to the game just because people love hating and love going against the grain. There might be issues. There might be actual issues, by the way. I'm not saying there won't be. But I can't wait to hear all the hating and to just tune it out and enjoy the game. I can't wait for that. It's going to be such a great experience. Yeah, Tom, I'm obviously buying the Ultimate Edition. I mean, I do like that you can buy the standard and then upgrade to the Ultimate. That's good. I do like that you can do that. I can't believe the game's actually coming out in less than 5 months. Like, we're gonna receive so many more like gameplay, probably gameplay like entire breakdowns too. Not, you know how Red Dead 2 did that? They have like a voiceover and they're going through the game mechanics and everything. We're gonna really start to learn very soon about like what you can do in the game and the new incredible like gameplay mechanics they're gonna have available, and the look of everything and the sound. Like, we'll be able to see that probably in the next few weeks, I think. And the Red Dead ones, I was so cool. Like, they first show off when Arthur gets thrown out of a window and he rolls around in the mud, and then you see his clothes covered in mud. Like, that kind of stuff is like, okay, we're seeing the detail they're putting in. Yeah, Tom, I thought there would be something today, actually. I thought there would be something extra today because of the pre-order coming out. I guess not. Yeah. It's exciting. Well, there's gonna. I think there'll be there'll be a gameplay trailer, but I think then there'll also be a couple gameplay, like full, like maybe 20-minute episodes of like breakdowns of the gameplay and different, maybe one entire part of a mission. I think they'll show all that stuff. I think they'll do all of that. They're gonna give us like how Last of Us did it, like the demos kind of, and they go through and they have someone narrating and talking about the details and everything. I think they'll do that very soon, in the next couple of weeks. I'm really looking forward to seeing those. Yeah, I have a PS5 Pro, so I'm excited to see what comes with that, like the differences that makes, you know, and how quick the load times are and how smooth the game is. I'm excited to see that. It'll be cool. It feels so weird that we still don't have any more information about the new Naughty Dog game, or any other Naughty Dog games, or the release date or anything. We've got nothing. Maybe they're just waiting until GTA 6 hype is down, but when's that going to be? When's that going to be? The game comes out in November this year. The hype might not die down till end of next summer. We don't know. Yeah, I'm happy too, Aaron, because of GTA. Now I'm really excited to get the full experience on it. For sure. I have a question for you guys. What is like your current... How do you guys currently feel about the Last of Us community? What do you think? Because I think it's definitely Naughty Dog is at fault for some of this. I think that the multiplayer game being shut down really killed a lot, but I also think in general there's just less magic behind this stuff now. I think before Last of Us 2 came out, for example, maybe it's just because I was younger, maybe, but I feel like because the first one was just such a fucking classic and everyone loved it, it was just the community was so like together and excited for the new game, and now because Last of Us 2 literally split the community in two, it's like, and the multiplayer was cancelled, it just feels a bit like, and we're hearing nothing from Naughty Dog, nothing. We just see them on Twitter talk, like giving us like art from fans, and like that's cool, but they literally are my favorite game company, and then I think about why they're my favorite game company, and I'm like, I guess they released two of my favorite games, but their last game, mate, was over 6 years ago. You guys know that Last of Us 2 came out June 19th, 2020, right? That's over 6 years ago, and we don't have any idea of when the next game's coming out. That's not right. I hate to say it. I am someone who is going to defend movie companies about how long it takes to make a movie, right? Or TV, right? You're only releasing 8 episodes of a show in 2 years, like Stranger Things, something like that. I get it. I know how much time this stuff takes. But it's just unacceptable. It's just unacceptable. It's been over 6 years, and we don't even know anything about when the next game's coming out. They keep saying they have multiple games in the works, right? Multiple games in the works. It's like having a girlfriend, and over the course of 2 years, you keep talking to her about, I've got this whole thing planned, I'm excited to show you, I've definitely got a lot of cool stuff coming, like I can't wait to give to you and do, but you don't give it or anything. You just are waiting for that build up of that cool thing. Down the road, you can give your girlfriend some flowers. You can give her a nice little treat. You can create this nice little surprise for her. You can do that while working on the big thing. I would like for them to release a short Tommy DLC for Last of Us 2. Some shit like that, I don't know. I'd like for them to release not just some, like, they made like a couple updates for No Return, but I'd like to see maybe, hey, we're releasing here are our next 3 games coming out. Okay? Just like how they did for Tomb Raider. We got the remake and we got the new game. You'll be seeing these the next few years. Give us something to look forward to. Say, alright, we've got a few projects on the way. Well, we've announced one of them, like a couple years ago. You announced one of them. And then since then, we've got nothing. And we don't know when anything's coming out. There are multiple other projects in the world. Multiple other projects other than that. And we don't know anything about them. Give us some hints. Drop some stuff on your Twitter or on a website and give us a little bit. Send your fans some boxes in the mail with some weird clues about what the next thing's gonna be. Give us something. Give us something. I don't know. Is that crazy to think about? Maybe okay, we're not able to give our fans much because how long these games take to develop. Fine. We've given them the one Intergalactic trailer. Maybe as part of the marketing rollout for the game, over the next 2 years after that, every month, we're going to release a new cipher that we're going to put on a website. And the fans have to go through this little journey to figure out and unlock it, to bring the fans together. Once you unlock it, you get a very cryptic teaser about what the game is. Maybe it's just some art of the game. Maybe it's the name of an area in the game. Something like that. Wouldn't that be cool? That took me about 10 seconds to come up with. Once a month, they release something like that. And then the whole community has to look and figure it out. I guarantee you, if they release that every month since they announced Intergalactic, or something even cooler than that, I don't know, that took me like no time to think of, we would all be more interested in the game because we'd have things that we know about it that aren't just from that one cinematic trailer from ages ago. We have no conversations to have. We have no YouTube videos we have nothing to like theorize on, and that's the issue. So I just wish they would be more creative with ways they can keep us interested. Okay, that's all. It doesn't have to be by releasing your game. It doesn't even have to be by a new trailer. It doesn't. It doesn't. So, yeah, for me, it was a combination of Part 2 splitting the community up, multiplayer being cancelled, no return updates being okay, and then the Last of Us Part 2 Season 2 on HBO being alright. They just have this idea that they're just the best, Naughty Dog. They're just the best. They just release the best stuff. And they do release amazing stuff. But honestly, the last few things they've been making, including that show, it's alright. It's alright. They're nothing like super, super, super special. The last special thing you released was over 6 years ago. That's a long time. I was 16 6 years ago. I was 16. I'm about to turn 23. Okay, and you've not released anything. Sorry, I just had to go on a bit of a rant because I love Naughty Dog, but I just feel like they haven't been doing enough to keep us interested, and they could be doing more. I have to take a massive dump, but I just wanted to update you guys on my life and what's going to be happening, and talk about the World Cup a bit, Naughty Dog, GTA, all that stuff. I'll probably be back Saturday night for a stream after my haircut, but yeah. Until then, I've also been holding in this poo for about 30 minutes. Until then, enjoy the World Cup. The game's today, tomorrow, and Saturday. And yeah, I hope that in between now and Saturday when I stream next, there'll be something for Naughty Dog, because that's the only thing I can hope for. Yeah, but wanted to give you guys an update. You guys deserve it. I don't want to just disappear, and I'm not going to, but things will slow down for a bit, even more than they have, and that kills me to say. But I'm going to do my very best at my new job, do my very best to make things work and to work hard and see where life takes me. And I will keep you guys updated and do everything I can to, I don't know, just do my best. That's all I can do. So I don't want to make false promises, but that's what I'm going to do. And I will see you guys on Saturday evening. All right.